Good evening, you night owls. This is Louis Longoria again with Garage Game Day Sports. We are covering the NFL playoffs, the NFL Super Wildcard weekend, and the nightcap of today's football slate of action. We're talking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Washington football team. It was the nightcap of today's games. We had a good trio of games today. They did not disappoint, so if you were a diehard football fan, you had a blast today. We have the Washington football team, the old WFT, trying to make Tom Brady and the Buccaneers go WTF and trying to make the Bucs walk the plank to end their season. Tom Brady, however, did have other plans. He led Tampa Bay to their first playoff win since 2002. That Super Bowl over the Raiders back in 2002 under John Gruden. Tom Terrific did not disappoint. 381 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hit all his receivers, got them all involved, got Chris Godwin a touchdown, Antonio Brown had a touchdown, Mike Evans was involved, led all receivers with over 100 yards. He did have Leonard Fournette contribute a large part. They were without Ronald Jones in this game. He was a late scratch. In warm-ups, sources say he suffered a calf injury, so he was a no-go for this game. So Leonard Fournette did jump in, contribute, had nearly 100 yards rushing and a touchdown. So he was able to contribute, help that offense, sustain drives, keep going. They looked good. Levante David had himself a very nice game for Tampa Bay. He got in on the action, plenty of action. 9 tackles, also had a sack of Taylor Heinicke, and also had a pass defended. So Levante David really helped that defense anchor down and make plays. I was impressed with the play of Taylor Heinicke. You know, he was in the XFL last year, hadn't seen any action up until recently, a couple of weeks ago when Washington was playing Carolina with a chance to clinch the division. Came fourth in a losing effort, but did look good in that game. Gave hope for my Dallas Cowboys, for the time being at least, and the Giants to try and come back and sneak in through the back door to win that division. But Heinicke saw action 2 weeks ago, and then they got Alex Smith back last week. But then an injury kept him out today. He was a late scratch today, so Heinicke got the nod to start. And I was impressed what I saw from him. He was very mobile. He made plays with his arms and his legs. He was able to extend plays. He looked very calm and collected in the pocket. He just looked really good. 300 yards in total. He had a touchdown through the air, another touchdown on the ground. You know, when Heinicke was announced as a starter and Smith was out, I thought there was no chance the football team would even be in this game. I thought Tampa Bay was going to run away with this. You know, I thought it could get ugly. I thought it could get, 17, 20 points, maybe even more, that Brady was just going to go bombs away and the defense was just going to blitz Heinicke. They were going to get after him, and I thought this could get ugly. You know, we had 2 really good, entertaining games before, and I thought there's always one letdown, on Wildcard Weekend, and all eyes were pointing to this one, especially with Heinicke in there. But he really impressed me, and he helped Washington at least have a chance in this game. And, being 7-9 on the year, winning that dreadful NFC East, everybody was looking for a blowout, and, signs were pointing to this one. So props to him and the football team for staying tough in this game, giving Tampa Bay an early test. That was very promising if you're a Washington football fan. They did get to Brady. They sacked him 3 times. Chase Young didn't register a sack. He did have himself a decent game. I know earlier in the week, it had come out that he wanted Tom Brady. He said that walking off the field last week. When they beat the Eagles to clinch the division. I want Tom Brady. So people took that and ran with it. I don't know what he meant. If it really was bulletin board material, trash talk coming from the rookie, or if it was just kind of fanboying. Hey, I get to hit the field with Tom Brady, and he was just showing off his excitement. Still he's a young kid, so it could have been that. So take of it what you will. But the defense did register 3 sacks, so they got to Brady. They made him uncomfortable, and as a team, that's what you want to do, especially in his advanced age. You want to make him as uncomfortable as possible. Get that jersey dirty. Get pressure on him, trying to force him into mistakes. They split the turnover battle. It was a wash. Each team had 1 turnover, and playing against a formidable offense, an explosive on offense as the Buccaneers, you want to win the turnover battle. You don't just want to break even. You need to win that by 1 or 2. You're maybe even looking at for a defensive touchdown. I know that's kind of a hard thing to shoot for, but you could have used 7 points on the defense. You're not really expecting that, but that would have been a huge boost to the football team. They didn't get that, but I thought the defense did play very well against this offense. For Tampa Bay, it's on to the divisional round. We still have to see how things play out. There's one NFC game left tomorrow. It's the Bears at the Saints in New Orleans. So that'll dictate where Tampa Bay goes. They'll either go, if the Saints win, Tampa Bay will travel to Lambeau to take on the Packers. But if the Bears pull off the upset, they go to visit Lambeau and Aaron Rodgers, while Tampa Bay would actually host the LA Rams because they pulled an upset off of their own over the Seahawks earlier today in Seattle. So we'll have to wait and see how that shakes out to determine where Brady and company go next. They are going to be without their starting right guard, Alex Kappa. He did suffer an ankle injury today, so things aren't looking good that he'll play next week. But they're hoping to get Mike Evans at 100%. As good as Evans played today, Bruce Arians said he's probably at 85 to 90%. So you definitely want to get him healthy. Especially, if you're going to be in a shootout of some sort, whether it's with Rodgers and the Packers, whether it's trying to weather the storm of a defensive avalanche with the Rams or what have you, you want Evans and all your weapons at 100%. We don't know the status of Chris Godwin either. We'll probably, Ronald Jones. We'll probably find that out later in the week as time goes by. But Brady and this offense looked very good. The defense got involved. They made plays when they had to. They got an early test. You see some teams look very dominant early, and then they flounder. And the Buccaneers got a test that they probably didn't think it was going to be this stiff, especially with Heineke under center. They got an early test, and it could be some sort of a wake-up call. So I'm very interested to see Brady and this offense advance, and we'll see how they do in the coming rounds. But if you are a fan of Garage Game Day Sports, you want to hear more sports opinions, predictions, talk, feel free to like us on Facebook, hit that subscribe button below on YouTube, and also check out our new podcast. We just released a podcast this week on Spotify. Check that out as well. So thank you for your support. We will see you guys tomorrow. Should be an interesting day of more wildcard action in the NFL playoffs. Y'all stay tuned. I will see you guys later.